What's up everybody, I'm Jason and welcome back to the channel. And this is actually going to be the first episode in a new series looking at the R5 Mark II tips and tricks, all of the kind of jazz. So if you've been following along on the channel and you have been watching my R5 or R5C series, well, we've got more to come. Today I am unboxing my R5 Mark II. It was just delivered a couple minutes ago. I have the camera, I have the BGR20 battery grip, and I have this CFR20 EP cooling fan base grip, whatever you want to call it, for the camera. So let's just dive in. I haven't done any testing with this. This is just going to be unboxing the camera. Actually, I will be doing one test in this video. We're going to look at USB power delivery because the camera supports it, as I understand it, and, well, I want to try it and see how it works. So I ordered this. Pre-ordered it when it first came out, got shipped Monday, got delivered today, and the only thing I'm missing right now is I actually ordered 3 extra batteries, so I have 2 full sets of batteries for the grips. But you got your usual thing, warranty card, manual, care pack stuff, battery charger, which this is the same battery charger as the R5 and the R5C. We've got the new battery, the LP E6P with the white bar and the little Canon Genuine logo. So that's that. Camera strap. This will be the port protector, which again, I've said this, even though the camera has gone to HDMI, full-size HDMI, strain reduction, not yanking on the cable, that's still a really important thing. So that's still a good thing to have and thing you want to have. And this is going to be a USB-C cable. Yep, USB-C cable for the camera for this, connecting it to your computer, doing the charging, etc. The last thing in the box here is, of course, the camera, which we are going to pull out of the rather nice, rather big fabric pack. And there we go. R5 Mark II, big viewfinder, fold-out screen, the whole shoot and match. Yeah, so there is the camera. Let's, I don't expect the battery is going to be charged, but let's just throw it in and see if the camera will power on. Otherwise, I will have to, yeah, okay. Battery's not charged, so we will need to grab a LPE6 and H for the camera because I can still use them. Up next, the BGR20, so this is the standard shooting battery grip for the camera, and we have the same kind of deal. Instructions, packing, more instructions, and battery grip wrapped in another white paper fabric, not quite sure what you want to call it, envelope, and the cover for the battery grip. We will put this on in a moment. We are not going to, we're gonna unbox everything first, then we will look at the actual stuff. Really nice thing here, actually, just calling this out. So there is a cover on the battery grip over the battery port and over the data terminal, here and here. If you pull the cover off the battery grip, the battery port, there is actually a bit molded into it to take the cover from the data terminal so you keep the two of them together. That's a really nice, nice touch, nice feature to have. Okay, now the cooling fan base. So again, pull out the packaging, pull out the instructions, pull out the cooling fan base. And same deal here, although there's more. So there is the battery port cover, the terminal data terminal cover, and the vent connector cover, which will be something that probably I will want to live on the cooling fan base. Data terminal here on the back for your 2.5 gig Ethernet, so that's nice to see. Back opens up, folds out, that style. So it's the old kind of open up on the back style. Now the regular battery grip is still the pull out, twist, turn, and pull out kind of deal. So that's very similar to what we would be used to, or what you should be used to if you have been shooting with an R5 with a battery grip. So let me quickly grab a set of batteries, LPE6 NHs. My battery is not charged, but these are freshly charged. Now, using NHs on the R5 Mark II will reduce the capabilities of the camera. It won't be able to shoot at the full frame rate and all of that kind of jazz, but just to power it up, put in the date, time, look through the menus, look in the viewfinder, etc. They should be fine. One other thing to note, if you've never used a battery grip with Canon's cameras, so the way this works is the battery stock, whatever you want to call it, sticks into the battery port and hand grip. You have to take the battery door off, and there is a little latch right here on the bottom, so you flip the latch and the battery door comes off. Now the way you store the battery door is there is a similar latch on the battery grip, and it just locks into place right there on the grip. So grip, camera, helps if you turn the threads in the right direction, camera cinches down, and it has power. So we're going to just turn it on, and English, and today's time and date is going to be the 8/21/24, and it is currently 12, call it 23, and we are in, not London, we are in New York. Hit OK, hit OK. So as you can see, it's telling me that the following functions are restricted because the battery is movie recording, network functions, and the use of some accessories. Not terribly concerned about that. Don't have a card in the camera, don't have a lens on the camera, so we are like really just looking through things, kind of the first impressions kind of thing, etc. Except I want to get to the question that I have, which is with respect to USB power delivery, what profiles it uses, etc. So I have set up over here, you can't see it on camera, you can just kind of see it off on the corner. This is a USB power meter, and I also have a USB power supply over here on the side as well. So I'm going to plug this in, and the camera did go into power delivery mode, and actually my tablet lost power delivery, I think. Something seems to have lost power delivery because of it. And I am measuring 15 volts and 0.28 amps on the USB port. So the presumption that I had when I did my original video talking about the things that I was most concerned about with the camera, and one of those was, of course, USB power delivery. It does support USB power delivery, which I kind of expected. However, we are now up to the 15 volt profile, and my expectation, I haven't tested this, I haven't confirmed this, is it's going to be the 45 watt charger requirement now. So back with the R5 and the R5 Mark II, you had the 30 watt charger requirement. It was 9 volts, well, actually 27 watt charger requirement was 3 amps at 9 volts for 27 watts, and your charger had to be at least 27 watts to make this work and do its thing. Now we are in 15 volts, the 15 volt power profile, and so we're talking about a charger that is going to be 45 watts is probably what you're going to need to aim for. I can't say for certain yet. I will probably have some better test data on that in the near future, but certainly that seems to be the case. So let's just chuck a lens on here, because I want to see how this viewfinder looks. Obviously, the eye detect AF and all of that is going to be a product of something down the road, largely because the camera obviously is got to have it on the right batteries or on USB power. That said, viewfinder looks good. I'll be talking about eye tracking and all of the good stuff with that. I will be talking about setting this up, looking at all of the ins and outs and details on the camera and how everything works. In fact, I guess while I'm standing here, I should probably just switch bases, stick this on the cooling fan base, and see how loud that is, because I have heard some reports that the cooling fan base is loud, and some reports say that it's unusably loud, and yeah, it would be something that would be interesting to know. So, batteries in. Pop the cover off. The ports on the bottom of the camera for the cooling fan connection are just, you know, not uncovered or don't have a cover on the bottom, so there's, if I can show you, no cover on that vent. That vent comes, air goes in there, comes out there, and that is the cooling fan setup. Unlike the battery grip, the cooling fan base has the thing, the tightening knob on the front side. And we're going to just plug this back into USB power for this, just to see how, so that I am not having a problem. And presumably, interesting. So because I am using the old batteries, even though I have the camera plugged into USB-C power and it is getting the full USB power delivery thing, it is running, the camera will not let me adjust or turn on the cooling fan the camera will not let me turn on or off the cooling fan or make any adjustments to it just because of the batteries. So apparently the battery side of things is actually far more important than I had anticipated. Of course, we know that the camera, we knew from Canon talking that the camera was going to require the E6P, these higher current draw batteries, that the question was going to be, in my mind at least, the question was, well, okay, if I'm powering the camera externally because I'm shooting shooting video and I'm going to use an external power supply or something like that, how does that fare, or how will that work with things? Will I get the full functionality out of it? So for example, on my R5C over there, when it's being powered externally, the camera has absolutely no limitations from, as long as I've got the USB power running. Fan runs, autofocus runs, the whole shooting match. On this, that's kind of more of a limiting factor. Now, normally you will have the E6Ps in the camera. The only reason I don't is I just got this, literally haven't had a chance to charge these yet and haven't gotten the batteries from the rest of my batteries yet. So I'm kind of running on, what do you want to call, old batteries as a temporary thing. But kind of, well, I won't say disappointing because, expect the batteries. But yeah, kind of disappointing actually that with the USB power, it still isn't going to give me the full capability. Yeah, it's just like hard locked out. And I don't have a card handy because my cards are in all my other cameras. So with that said, I'm going to reiterate that what I said. I will be talking a lot more about this camera, the R5 Mark II, in the coming weeks and months and over the next year plus. We're going to be looking at all the tech tip stuff that goes into this camera. Now, of course, a lot of what this camera does builds off of the R5 and Canon's other cameras, so I'm not going to reiterate the most basic stuff. There will still be some relevance to the R5 tips. I'm not discontinuing the R5 tips or the R5C tips because those cameras are actually still very relevant even with this on the market. We are getting to a point with these cameras from not just Canon, but pretty much everybody, where the cameras are not becoming irrelevant because they're becoming replaced, or they've been replaced. So we are going to take a look at this, at the R5, the R5C. We're going to be continuing all of that, but we will have something new to talk about and add into the lineup. So with that said, that's this camera, the R5 Mark II, unboxed with the cooling grip and the battery grip for it. If you found this useful or at least interesting, let me know by hitting that like button. If this kind of thing seems like it might be your kind of thing, please consider subscribing if you're not already. Also, if you'd like to help and support this channel, you can help us by hitting that like button, leaving a comment, and more importantly, sharing this with those of your friends on social media and whatnot that you think would find this information useful. And you can support us directly by hitting that thanks button or by buying yourself something you've always wanted from one of the affiliate links in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.